suspension settled, they'll go in and clamp on some devices that either emit a laser or accept a laser. And from the machine tells the technician, like within, I mean, it seems like thousandths of an inch.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to adjust in, out, up, and down. And so what your new AAD arms allow you to do, they allow you to do that. So when these are on the vehicle and it's already under load, you have adjustment tabs right here that you're going to be able to change if you want to lengthen or shorten this arm. And so lengthening and shortening this arm is what is going to, I presume what they're saying is that it's going to help you with your camber in and out of the tire. Your toe adjustment is here. So this is connected to your steering, and so this is how you adjust the toe. I'm not 100% sure how you adjust the caster.
Yeah.
My assumption is that much like GM, what GM does is GM has an upper control arm that you adjust the caster and the camber from that, whereas like Toyota and a few others, they have lower control arms that do that. So you have your toe here. This arm is not adjustable. This arm is not adjustable. So I have to believe that the way that you get your caster and camber adjustment is going to be from the upper control arm.
Yeah.
And that thing supposedly has way more adjustment than a normal control arm. You remember? Well, I don't know if you ever saw, but there's grease everywhere. So
yeah, there was grease.
Like there's no more grease anywhere on the body, anything completely. But all of this, all right here, your entire axle system. These are the drive shaft shop axles.
Right.
So all of these have been cleaned up, retorqued. New grease was, occupying inside of here. We cleaned everything up as best we can, but everything has a reference mark on it now where it's been torqued, and everything is put back. Obviously, we haven't driven the vehicle,
right.
But when we do, this is going to be one of the first things that we look at. Once we bring it up to speed and get some heat into it, we're going to want to make sure that this is all holding up. You didn't have any seal leaks. Nothing on the differential was leaking. It was simply the separation of the this gold piece right here,
right,
and then this chrome piece. They were leaving enough of an opening that it was slinging grease out.
Yikes. So
we went in, disassembled them, cleaned everything up, wiped everything down,
and it was fine. It was just basically
everything looked like $1 million still. So we repopulated it with more marine grade grease and put it back together.
Reason to be forged bottom man. I mean, if someone wants 1,000 horsepower, people are doing full bolt-ons and everything else, but I mean, I know it's more important to actually forge the bottom man because it's like a matter of time, if you will. So
yeah, so we're forging it now so that way we don't have a catastrophic failure later that requires us to triple our cost.
Okay.
Right? So we forge it now on a known good block. There's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't have a fucking hole in the side of it. We just saved a bunch of money by getting it taken care of now. So then anytime that we want to add power later, we know the motor can handle it.
Gotcha.
So we want to add nitrous later. We want to add more power later. It's an addicting game. So what we get comfortable with when we first buy these cars at 700, that gets slow.
Right.
Then we want 800.
Right.
Then we want 900. Then we want 1,000. Then we want 1,100, and it goes and goes and goes. So when we get to a certain point at 1,000 horsepower, if that's kind of where we're starting at, like in this instance, we want to forge it because we know that from here on, we're only going to keep growing. We're only going to get better. We're only going to get faster. So. Right now it just forges the internals. We're putting stronger pieces and components in it. That way we have no other fail points per se.
Okay.
In this instance, we got a forged crank. So some people can do pistons and rods on a stock crank. We're doing a 426, so it's pistons, rods on a forged crank. So everything else in that instance is going to be a lot stronger.
Okay.
So, yeah, we want to make the power, but we want to do it with peace of mind.
Let's say a regular Hellcat, okay, and they want to do bolt-ons, they want to do about 800 horsepower. What would you recommend as far as like someone, they want to make maybe 800 horsepower, not trying to go more than that, maybe full bolt-on, like would you recommend forging the motor? Like what kind of add-ons would you have them do?
Not in that instance. So if they're going to stay, if we're going to stay at 800 or so horsepower, 850-ish max, we'll just do like a pulley upgrade, some cat deletes or long tube headers, change the intake out, and we'll upgrade the power that way. Now it's when we want to crest over and hit that 1,000 horsepower range is when we need to start talking forged internals. Guys can run, and guys have run 1,000 horsepower on stock bottom ends. The question is, how long do they last?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we want to, at 1,000 horsepower, we want to get in, done, and out, and not have to worry about, when do I need to build the motor? Because then all that labor you paid me to put all that stuff on to get there, you got to pay me again to take it back off,
right?
Build the motor, and reinstall everything. So, it makes sense cost-wise in the long run if we can get it done and out of the way now, not have to worry about it. But the guys that want 800, 850 horsepower, you can really do that on a stock block comfortably, safely, and consistently race it and have fun and enjoy the benefits of your fast Hellcat or Redeye or TRX or Hellcat Durango, whichever it is,
Speaking about TRX, which you have one in the shop, it's pretty nice. So like, what would you recommend a TRX? I mean, they don't really have a lot of data on them right yet. I know it's just a Hellcat, but would you say just a little light bolt-on, full bolt-on 85, or what do you think?
Yeah, so this one here that we're doing right now is going to be light bolt-on. We're going to test and see what it's at. Try to run it on the dyno, get a base horsepower number, and go from there. So they rate them at like 702 from the factory. And then this one here, we're gonna see if we can squeeze the same kind of Hellcat horsepower numbers that we get out of the cars, out of that TRX, and then go back out to the track and see what we get. Try to get some more speed and some more horsepower out of it.
So,
but yeah, same basic platform it looks like, so it should be pretty good.